Good evening, everybody. Awesome to be with all of you. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Do me a favor and type something in the chat if you are able to actually see me and hear me. That would be super helpful. Hopefully you can. Anybody? Oh, someone's typing. So hopefully that is a yes, or they're typing, hey, we can't hear you. Yes, Richard Madeline. Thank you. Doug, thank you very much. Maria, good to see you on this evening. Evis, Helen, and Bucky, awesome to have you here as well as some of our friends who are tuning in from over there on the YouTube stream. I see you guys in there as well. Jose, Maria, great to have you on, and others. Listen, it's great to have you on this evening. I'm excited to be with you. As you know, Jen and I took a couple weeks and we were out west in the Pacific Northwest visiting family in Washington State and in Oregon. And we are back in Florida and welcomed by the 100-degree heat. So I don't know. I think most of us in the country are experiencing some sort of crazy weather. Although I have to say, in the Pacific Northwest, it was pretty phenomenal. I don't think we had a day of rain, and it was just beautiful. So different seasons, different times of the year are amazing for different people. And I know we have people here from all over the place, Puerto Rico, Pennsylvania, Delaware, out in Nevada, all over the place. So great to have you. Well, listen, tonight, if you are in Florida, if you are a guest, welcome. We're excited to have you. We are here to talk a little bit about a business that really is amazing because it can help people to live life a little bit more on their own terms. And I'm excited about what we're going to be sharing this evening. We do this every Thursday night as kind of a business preview to help show people what this is all about, but do it so that it's easy so they can just check it out from their phone or from their computer, and they don't have to drive somewhere or meet anybody for a cup of coffee. They can do that later as kind of a follow-up. As I mentioned before, my name's Ken. I'm your host this evening. And tonight and I'm coming to you from Florida, from Jensen Beach, about 2 hours north of Miami, a couple hours south on the East Coast from Orlando. And tonight, our guest presenter is actually from the Orlando area. And so if you'd help me welcome our good friend, Douglas Collado. Doug is a fun guy, very interesting. He's popping up here on screen. There he is. Hey, Doug.
Hey, how are you? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's
We're doing great.
well.
Oh, the only thing that's weird is your lips and your mouth are moving at different times. Maybe
Let me try to get it back on again.
Let's see. Maybe.
Boom. How about now?
That was perfect.
All right.
All right. Thank you. So great to have you on tonight. Thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure. It's an honor.
So people that don't know you don't know that you're an entrepreneur. You have been one basically your whole life. You've done a variety of side hustles. You've tested out and played with some different things, whether it was you've done some stuff on eBay. You have owned your own painting company. You have done some real estate investing. You have been an employee, been a manager in a furniture store. You have you've owned successfully a video editing and production company, as well as production running events on the road. I'm sure I'm missing some stuff. You've been a bus driver? Wait a second. No, I remember this. You have actually done some tours. You did some tour stuff.
Tour guide. Mm-hmm.
Yep. And
I have a CDL. I have a CDL. I have I'm certified.
Yes, it's fun. It's fun. So you have done all kinds of things. But there is a business that you're going to talk about tonight that has been in your life since you were in your early 20s?
Early 20s. Yeah. And honestly, I'm sorry, my phone just, let me turn it off here. Essentially, what? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm just adding the slides while you're talking.
Essentially, all those things happened. I did all those things looking for a way to live my life on my own terms, essentially. When as a kid, I didn't have the guidance. Where I come from, I know everybody here comes from different areas and different backgrounds in life, but I didn't have that know-how of what exactly I wanted to do. I knew what results I wanted, but I didn't know exactly how to get there or what it was. So through my life, I've been looking at different scenarios, different things, and trying different things, and I didn't mind, switching up, from one thing to the other drastically. I didn't care, because what happens, the reason I changed it is because I wasn't getting the result that I was looking for. And when this came up, it was like a like a breath of fresh air. It's like, oh my god, are you serious? Because it's what I've been looking for. It's what everybody's looking for. You start, and everybody is in different areas. I can't see myself. Is that okay?
But you should be able to see yourself. It depends, I guess, maybe how you did the layout, but you should be
Okay.
able to see yourself in the upper right-hand corner.
All right. Let's see.
Now you're
There.
off.
Now. Okay. I can see
Okay.
myself now. So,
Which is
so
important because otherwise you're not sure if you're there.
yeah, and then I don't know if my jokes are funny because I don't see myself laughing, and that's a big one. Yeah, that's a
Exactly.
no-no. I mean, it's bad enough I don't see the audience, but if I don't see myself laughing, it's like bad.
Exactly.
So, so, I did all that stuff looking for the results, and then I found this, and it doesn't matter where in your life you are, and you can be from a bus driver to an architect or an engineer, and this works for everyone. This model works for everyone, and that was incredible. That was amazing because I've never seen anything like that. Usually, like if I had a one of the things I've done, usually you stick to a certain category of a certain person. Like, who drives a bus? Well, okay, I'll drive it. I'll try that. But somebody that maybe has a master's degree is not gonna think about driving a bus. So
Right.
and if you're gonna start a company, you might want to have a degree or might want to at least have knowledge of something to be able to get into that. But so you see, what I'm saying is that different type of people get into different types of things, looking for that freedom. And this model, you can be anyone. You could come from. You could speak a different language. You just have to breathe, and you'll be able to do this. So it was a no brainer for me. So, and right away, we have limited time. We don't want to be here all night. So because I can be here all night, but that's not the goal. So I'm gonna go run by this really quick with you guys, and talk about this wonderful, wonderful business, which is the independence is the new standard. So what was I looking for? Well, I was looking for something comfortable. Somebody told me one day, if you love what you do, you won't work another day in your life. And that was the goal for me. I was like, what is it? I work hotel management. I actually went to college for hospitality, and I soon found out that being a manager for a hotel, you were on the wrong end of the stick there because everybody was on vacation and you were not. You were making sure their vacation was good, and that meant being there weekends and overnight and whatever it was. So that was a rude awakening for me. But again, the lack of information that I had, didn't I didn't know what to do. So I was just trying things. Um, Within this business, within the model we're seeing today, there's also a portion of it that gives you that information that I was so hungry for. There are people that are doing this like you can, that have been a blessing in my life, including others that like Lizardi. And well, I'm not going to go into it, but there are a lot of people that are doing this, and we do this together as a team, and it's what I was looking for, because it gives you like the path. They show you. You're able to count on people with knowledge that are knowledgeable to be able to guide you and kind of like tell you, hey, you know what, maybe that's not the result you're looking for, so
Right.
so people are looking for independence. And what does independence mean? Well, for somebody that does tours, it could be an extra, maybe. What gives you the independence could be an extra $100. I know Lizardi started this for an extra $100, or it can be, if you're a business owner, maybe you're looking for something that'll help you clear out some debt and maybe give you a little freedom, to be able to take a day off. Maybe just make enough to be able to pay your employee an extra day so you can stay home. Because sometimes you start a business, the business really owns you until you get to a certain level where you can have enough employees. But anyways, whatever the independence that you're looking for, you can find it here.
You
Okay,
know what's
so
you know what's
huh?
interesting about that, Doug,
Hmm.
is I think that a lot of people recognize that. I think today people understand more than ever, something changed after the pandemic, and people are looking for more.
Yeah.
They were never before in people's lives did we have such um, a life-changing event that shook everybody.
It's like
Like
everybody
most
woke
people
up.
most people don't have things touch them, right?
Hmm.
You work hard, you start to go down a pathway, you start to have some success because you get better at the job or whatever, and 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 then you start to move forward, and then you start to figure things out in life. In
Yeah.
whatever season of life you are, whether you're young or you
Hmm.
know um, you've got children or they're out of the home or you're a grandfather or a grandmother, whatever. But when everybody got an opportunity because they were forced to be home, something seemed to change. And
Yeah.
so but at the same time, people, of course, needed to make money. So, in my opinion, we had this jump. There were lots of ways for people to make money. Of course, we call them side hustles. There are lots of ways that people have made money over the years. But all of a sudden, like overnight, the whole world exploded with people trying and exploring different things.
Yeah.
Some people didn't get the opportunity to return to work. Some people decided they didn't want to go back to work, right? And so there is this thing that happened where today it's not a question about, oh yeah, does that work?
Yeah.
No. People recognize, gosh, there's lots of things that work. But what people are trying to figure out is this something
Can
that
work
I
for.
think could work for me and fit into my
Hmm.
life?
Yeah. And the other thing is, like, the way we everybody went home, right? But the companies, now that we're out of that pandemic and we're out of that situation, it seems like a lot of the companies need to make that back, and so the prices stay high. Some of these models, they figured out, like, for example, if you go to a restaurant, they used to have like a machine that maybe you could do your own refills. Now they don't have that. They took that away. And
Yeah.
little things like that, you walk around and, like, the service went down, but the prices are still up there. So you have a lot of people in this, on the other side of this huge spectrum, that now, like, rent is $2,000 on a common apartment here in Orlando, and they can't pay for it. So you have people moving in together and trying to make ends meet, and looking for a way to make extra income.
Yep.
So they found several. Of course, there's several, like, ride share and delivering food and all these, uh, doing Airbnb or whatever that is, that they, whatever vacation rental,
Right.
and those are great, but they come with a bunch of situations and problems that are like, for example, I have a friend that he does ride share, but he's always been an employee and he's always gotten a W-2. So when he got his 1099, and he had to pay taxes on that, and then he had to change tires, and he needed oil changes, and he needed all this stuff. He didn't know how to manage that. So yes, there's a lot of stuff, but is not as simple as it is, as it may seem.
Yes.
All these things have um, a lot of things that can hold you back.
So,
But
so
mhm,
what's interesting about that, right? If we put this to the independence equation that, like you
mhm,
just pulled up,
mhm,
clearly your friend had a desire for more, right?
yeah,
Like the people that are on here this evening.
mhm,
He saw an opportunity for extra income. There are different
mhm,
ones out there, and he knew he would have to put some skin in the game, right?
yeah,
He understood that,
yeah,
but he did
absolutely.
not understand that the hustle side of that was going to be
Mhm,
more complicated than the app that he downloaded on his phone to say, "Hey, this is going to
absolutely.
work and this is going to be great."
Absolutely, and nobody told them about the insurance, that they weren't good. They didn't like that, and a bunch of other stuff. And
Right.
you know, and it's like anything. So there's a lot to do. There's a lot out there that you don't that he didn't know. Um, Time is money is hard to sustain. Time is money is hard to sustain. Drivers aren't getting their cut of the fair hike.
Mhm.
Freelancers, and this again, this is the same issues that you're getting out there. Because as, for example, and I'm going to use him as an example because I just know he told me all about it, and he looks some for some advice, and he used to be able to do this certain route. Well, as soon as the company figured out like the different algorithms, they change the algorithm so he makes less. So they take a little more, and that's another the other world we're living in now, that algorithms and all this thing, and making sure that you kind of stay where you're supposed to be or where they want you to be. It's you don't have control. The bottom line is that you don't have the control of the things that you want to do. And here we go. It says it's there. It's on their terms. The algorithm's in control, trading dollars for hours again. Because if he doesn't put the amount of hours, if he doesn't do what the algorithm is asking, is gonna put him in a different situation. So the answer has never been work harder or hustle harder. That has never been the answer. That's not the goal. But people don't understand that. It takes a little bit for people to start getting that, and coming from the background of being not being an entrepreneur, being an employee. As an employee, they don't really teach you that, or in school they don't really teach you that. So you come into this system thinking that you're going to be able to just, I'll work hard, I'll do whatever I have to take, it doesn't matter. And that's not it. That's not it at all. Because as much as you work, you're not going to be in control. So what this business offers you, what we really want is not independence by itself. We want independence, desire for more, opportunity for extra income, skin in the game that we're willing to do, but we want control. And this is what I what clicked in me, what I wanted. This is what I've been looking for all along, trying to find a business that I can do on my own time, be able to be creative, be able to do the things kind of the way I want to do them, and at the same time, be able to get control. Right.
Yeah.
So what do you think?
So what you're talking about there is a business that is on your terms.
Mhm.
And people say that that's what it is. And I don't think people should be left with the impression that we're bashing on other side hustles, right? We're
No,
not.
not at all.
You
Not at
can
all.
make money doing lots of different things, but it is very difficult, in my opinion, to get out of the um, hours spent doing something with a direct um, dollar amount that you get paid for doing that work,
Hmm.
where there's no way to escape the time is money model, right? That is the complication. And then you talked about it with some of the other stuff, the things that you don't expect with Airbnb, for instance, or maybe you want to start a business from scratch, and you got to get a retail space, and you got to buy inventory, and you got to buy equipment, and you got to sign leases for multiple years in order to get
Insurance.
the ideal space. Oh yeah, you got to get insurance, you got all this stuff, so the risk ends up being fairly high, and you haven't even sold your first ice cream cone yet.
Yeah,
right?
and
You know what I mean?
exactly. And that's the whole thing. The whole thing is that none of this, you can do all that right, and that doesn't guarantee a sale. That doesn't guarantee
Exactly.
a sale.
Exactly. And don't forget that if you were like Jennifer and I, we were in the military when we got started in this. Um, don't forget that you typically already have another full-time job, right? You're
Yep.
in your training and your focus and your day-to-day efforts have been in an arena. So you're good at that, but you're not sure how to do this, but you know you want to also do something else at the same time. And so what we're talking about is the ability to have an on your terms business, a business where you can kind of check all the boxes. And so let's just jump right into it. Doug, tell us a little bit about the business we're talking about tonight. Tell us a little bit
The,
about the Amway Corporation.
the Amway Corporation has been around for over 60 years, and it has over 450 products, and it's in over 100 different countries. And honestly, I can tell you that I've been using these products for over what 20 years now,
Yeah,
and 25 years now. Wow. And it's been wonderful. I mean, I've never they give a 6 month guarantee on their products, and I've never used that because I've never had to send something back, which is
I have never
I've never sent anything
I've
back. So
never sent anything back for lack of its efficacy,
hmm
for that it didn't do what it said it was going to do.
hmm
I have sent some stuff back because I've had some stuff smashed, in transit.
hmm
And the funny thing is, you call them up and they say, "Yeah, no problem,
no
Mr. Woods.
problem.
We're glad to take care of it."
Isn't that wonderful, especially nowadays where you call customer service and you have to press one, then press two, then wait, and then that person picks up somewhere on the other side of the world and says, "Oh wait, you're in the wrong department. You need this department." And by the time you finally get to somebody telling you they can't help you, it's been half an hour.
Yep.
Please call again or something. And that's if you're lucky enough to get a human being, because usually you get a computer. And so all that stuff today, especially today, I'm looking at that, and it's so common. The quality of customer service is so poor in different other companies, and this thing is still, I mean, you call here the 1-800 number and a person is going to pick up, man, and it's like they have in all sorts of languages, so it's incredible. So here, one of the things that I recommend, I could tell you that because I've done so much, I feel like I can talk about this a little better. um Here, the great thing about the business is about this business is that it has different categories. This has different there it has a healthcare, it has a wellness, it has energy and exercising, and then it has skincare, and then it has like home products. And whatever is your strong suit, you can find a niche within this. You have access to everything, but if your thing is exercise, maybe your thing is excess. If your thing is home products, and just maybe you go into the home products, or you go into the supplements and Nutrilite. So within the spectrum of the business, you can go ahead and choose one product and become an expert on that and start somewhere. Because what I found out is, Ken, that as I start businesses, and been blessed to start businesses, and I can't tell you that I've lost money in any of them. Obviously, I'm invested, but if you know how to sell, if you can sell and move stuff, you make it. But with this, it gives you the ability to start without losing a ton of money. You might have to invest to a little bit to get in, and then but that includes products. And I've never seen a business that costs this. What is the cost of it now right now?
76 $76.
$76, and it comes with
$76
products.
to get
Yeah, because
started in this business, to become an independent business owner where you can represent all these different lines that you just talked about. And here's what I think people people don't see at first, that is the magic of this business. So we all use products every day,
hmm
all of us. So we are already our own best customer of some favorite products that we buy from other stores.
hmm
And in this business, you can leverage that when you buy those same products from your own business, so that you can start to build volume from your own business, leverage that knowledge, and then represent those products, the ones like you said that you might have an interest in. Because this is what we find: you can make money doing that by selling those products to friends, family, associates, different people.
Hmm.
Here's the interesting thing. I love how you said this, Doug. Typically, we have already some kind of proclivity. Sometimes we're into health and wellness in the sense of maybe we just like supplements, and we're very um, label conscious, and we're thinking about vitamins, and we're in that arena already mentally. Maybe we're physically fit and we take care of ourselves, and so we're thinking, we read articles, we're always interested in that stuff. Great. We have a brand called Neutralite, 80-plus-year-old vitamin and supplement company that Amway partnered with. Now they own it, and they have some incredible supplements, and we could go on and on about that. I won't. Let's say that you're into beauty, or you're into skincare. I know we have some physicians in the business, and so maybe you're into skincare. Well, we have incredible skincare products with our brand called Artistry. Maybe you're into, like you talked about, energy. Maybe you're into sports nutrition. So maybe you're always looking for more energy, a little more out of your workouts, things like that. Well, we have a whole product line for that. Maybe you're just into personal care items. You think, gosh, you know what? Everybody uses toothpaste. Yes. What if they bought their toothpaste from you instead of from their local grocery store, because you can offer them something super high quality? You get the point. We have home care
Yeah.
products. We have all kinds of things. So I think what's interesting about this is, unlike, um, I don't know, some of these other side hustles, if you will, unlike some of those, here we are already doing certain things every month, every week, and so we already understand what other people are looking for,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, aside from the sales, and I mean, think about this. If you are doing some sort of ride share, you need to have your car, which is an investment of thousands and thousands of dollars to be able to run that. If
Yep,
you have one of those what they call the like the Airbnbs and all that stuff,
yep,
you need an investment of, you need a place. You're
yep.
paying.
A second home or something.
Yeah, this is something that you can start and do without having to do any of that. And it's almost like my I have a credit card that I put miles on, and then at the end of the year I get a free ticket somewhere. It's like I'm doing it anyways. I'm brushing my teeth. I'm doing all that stuff already, and I just have to find my friends that would do this with me, and maybe find a couple of customers, maybe 20, 30 customers that brush your teeth too and use deodorant, and who doesn't do that? I mean, so so to me, this is something that anybody can do. And once you see the money coming in for something that everybody's already doing, it's pretty phenomenal to be able to, because you're not going to go ahead and show them something that they're not already doing. You're not going to go and try to sell them, you know something they're not doing, like a special juice or something like that. You're not doing that. You're like, hey, you use that one, hey, try this one. And by the way, I'll give you 6 months guarantee on it. The company gives you 6 months. So if you don't like it, you send it back. Hello. So so to me, it's a no-brainer. Run your own business on your own terms. Choose like we said, you choose your specialty. You set your schedule. You do it on your own pace, because see, the toughest thing about having a side hustle, or starting something different, is that you already have a career, you already have a job, and you can't stop, because especially nowadays where everything is so expensive, if you stop, you pretty much, the whole house of cards can come down on you. So
Yep,
you sacrifice. What can I sacrifice? Maybe some TV time. Maybe I can dedicate an hour. You decide. You decide how much time in a week can I dedicate to this. You could dedicate 3 hours a week, and you could do it all on Friday, or you could do it all on Saturday, or you could. And that is the time that you're going to say, hey, I'm going to get to this, I'm going to do these calls, I'm going to do this, and that can be done. So it gives you that flexibility to be able to do it on your own terms, and it gives you, and it has the possibility to expand with you, or and get other people to join with you. So it's pretty phenomenal. How to make money as an IBO? Well, there's a one-to-one ratio. On the other one is a one customer at a time. For example, if I'm gonna go pick up or deliver something, is you can only do that one at a time, transactional, and it's always on your own. On here with the Amway IBO model, you get some customers, right? You build relationships, and you continue to service them, and then you build a team, and as you go, you can start building a portfolio. In sales, we, if you're depending on what you do, if you have no experience on this, on sales, that's fine too, because this is not a sales thing tactic like the dealerships or anything like that. This is just offering somebody the things they already need. So imagine you can develop over the next 6 months a portfolio of 50 customers, 60 customers, 100 customers, and the only person that limits you is yourself. You can do one customer. Nobody's gonna tell you anything. I mean, where can you do that like this? Only here. This is the only place I've seen you that you're able to do something like that.
Let
So,
me comment on this
mhm,
thing, because you talked about the one-to-one ratio. So
mhm,
the issue with most businesses that you get started with is that you're almost turning something into this time is money model for most other ways of doing something on the side, whether you're doing a professional service for somebody, or um, you're doing a rental of something, or a variety of other things. I don't want to just pigeonhole into one thing. Kind of
mhm,
this in your mind. What's interesting about this is this building a team concept. Like you talked about here, you get some customers. So we would recommend somebody get, I don't know, 15 to 20 customers in a year. Work up to that. Doesn't happen overnight. Some people do it quicker, some people don't. It, there's not a mandatory amount of customers you have to get, but we tell
mhm,
people to do that because you can. The way the business works is, as you move more volume, you get points for the volume that you move, and as you move more volume, you can make more money based on the compensation model. We won't go into that here tonight. You can get back with the person that invited you to see this, and they'll be able to show you some examples and how that works. Um, and so that is, I don't want to get stuck on how the money is made, but what I want people to understand is that there's kind of a scale. The more volume you move, the more money you can make. And as you move up that scale, what's interesting is that is where you start shifting away from a dollar, an hour work equals a dollar made, and it starts to kind of work differently than that. So what happens is people can order their products from you or from your website or from the Amway Corporation without your knowing. So all of a sudden, you introduce somebody to a product. I'm just holding a glass of water here, but
mhm,
you introduce somebody to a product and they start moving, have any within reach of me here in my office. But you find that all of a sudden an effort that you gave one time starts to give you reward over a longer period of time because people become loyal to it because they love you and they love the product.
mhm.
And if you start to build an organization as well, then other people's volume can also count as your volume. And that is why this team idea and these recurring customers based on relationships creates this one to many model. And that is what's different about this. So you just don't have that with so many other systems because the entire infrastructure is really meant to build this one-to-one thing, where this is really built at scale to help you go one to many
Mhm.
immediately. And it's just a matter
Absolutely.
of you starting to introduce this concept and these products to other people.
And I mean, out there, they're trying the basic thing is that this is not a very common model anywhere, because nobody ever teaches you that anywhere, how to become independent, how to use a team to create something that as a team you all move forward together.
Exactly.
So anyway, so we support you on your journey. On their model, you watch a video and you have frequently asked questions. On the Amway IBO model, rising tide lifts all the boats. So everybody is working together. You get support from Amway, which they have 100 or 1-800 number. They have the chat service. They have email service, and they all take care of all your customers. They can call the 1-800. Nobody has to call you. Um,
We
you have
also have FAQ. We also have videos. We also
Yeah,
have lots of training available.
exactly. So they have all the training available. You don't have to know everything to be able to start or help anybody. You could just help them understand and show them. And there's a team that's there to help you. You have mentorship, skill up opportunities, and when you win, we all win, because that's the model. That's what it consists of. There's no way that you can be success. You cannot. I can't be successful unless the people that I'm helping become successful with me. So with that mentality, which is totally different from what's out there, even if you're a driver and you have a special place where you pick up certain people, you don't even want your brother to know where that is, because that might affect your business, that your bottom line. Here,
Right.
you know what I'm saying? That's how horrible it is. And then here you're like, okay, this is working. Hey, try this. This is working for me. Because again, my interest is that all the people that are with me grow and become better. So it's incredible. It's really different than and it almost takes you a little bit of time to understand the concept of not having, not being like the others, right?
Exactly.
The independence equation revisited. So we have the desire for more, the opportunity for extra income, skin in the game, plus control, right? And then desire for more, and you have it, right? So what do you think about that?
Yeah, so this is what I would say about that, Doug. I'd say, people wouldn't be here tonight if they weren't looking for more out of life. And I would also say, and it's not just about money all the time, right? It's also about access to great people and great products and a great community, because that is something that people don't have access to today.
Yeah,
A group of people that you want to associate with.
yeah.
I would also say this. I would say that, and we briefly touched on it in different ways, but when you think about the opportunity for extra income, not every different way to make money out there is really accessible to all of us. And it's really
Absolutely.
just not true. I when I was in the military and thinking about stuff, first of all, we didn't have some of the crazy things that are out there today, but there's some things I just didn't have time to do. I didn't
Yeah.
have the
Mhm.
time to go do something because the way my schedule worked. So there was
Yeah.
no way I was going to be able to jump into certain other types of businesses. Whereas this, I could.
Yeah.
And what I love about this is we don't know what people are looking for, right? They could be looking to make an extra couple $100 a month. They could be looking to make an extra couple $1,000 a month. Well, what if you could say, yes, that is here for you?
Yeah.
And
Exactly.
and when you make an extra couple $1,000 a month, you don't have to buy more inventory. You don't have to buy, this is going into the skin of the game. You don't have to improve your infrastructure, because the corporation that's
Mhm.
supporting all of us took care of all that.
Mhm.
They took care of
Absolutely.
all of that stuff. And you're part of a team that will help you as you're building your business. Now, I won't say that it doesn't take some more time. Shouldn't be any surprise there that as you start to develop something larger and bigger that is more successful, that it won't require more energy, but you also get rewarded more for that
Yeah.
as well.
Absolutely. And yeah, you have a bigger as you grow, you have more people and more income, and so yeah, that's fantastic. I tell you, there's nothing out there like this. There really isn't. Um, so the independence equation revisited: control, you decide your products, your schedule, and your team. So you're pretty much in total control of what you do and how you do it, and that's the beauty of this. I could tell you, Ken, that as you said at the beginning, you mentioned that I've done a lot of stuff. I've done a lot. You know, I lost count. And sometimes we're talking and like, oh yeah, I did that. Right. Sometimes we're
It's
having
true.
conversations,
It's true.
and
You're like, did I tell you about when I used to do that? I'm like, you gotta
yeah,
be kidding me.
yeah. So, and it's because I've been looking, and I've been looking not only for myself, because like I said, there's people here from all walks of life, and I come from a place in not in New York City, but right across the Lincoln Tunnel there, which wasn't the best place. Um, but I'm looking to change my legacy. I'm looking to change the way that my son looks at the world. The way I grew up is not the way my son knows the world. You know, and that gives you an opportunity to value this, because I've been with all the things I've done. You know, I could tell you that having the ability to have something like this that gives you control to decide, to schedule yourself, to have to develop a team around you, that is invaluable. That's not, that doesn't happen out there. So I just want to, if you're new here, or if you're listening to this for the first time, take a good look at this, and if you didn't understand the way I said it, or maybe you didn't understand me, give yourself the opportunity to look at it again, because maybe I didn't say it right. Maybe I didn't. I don't want to be the one that maybe you make a decision based on something maybe that I forgot to say, because I could. What I can tell you is that I've done enough, and I've tried enough businesses that I know this is the best that's out there. You know,
Yep.
it gives you the spectrum, it gives you the freedom, and it gives you, and the money is really limited to you. If you just want to make a couple of $100, you're good to go. You can do that. But if you want a lot more, it's here. It's available. It's the sky's the limit. So, ready to live on your own terms? That is the
Yeah,
question.
that is the question. And let me add this. You know, I think just kind of closing this out. Thank you for being here tonight and presenting. You're a humble guy. People don't know that um, you're a really good guy. Some people know you and they know that, but you and I've been friends for many years, and you're a good guy and a sharp businessman. And what I would say is, if you're checking this out for the first time tonight, now we have some guests on this evening. Um, what I know is that we didn't answer all of your questions. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what you're going to need to do. I'm going to give you some very strongly worded suggestions. Number one, you got to try some of the products. You have to try some of the stuff. Get with the person who invited you. Try some of the products so you understand the quality of what we're talking about. Number two, understand that um, you will get out of this business what you put into it. So in the beginning, understand that you won't understand everything, and you're going to need to sit down with somebody, and you're going to need to kind of open up with them and say, hey, here's some of what my goals are. And then you're going to have to be open to them giving you some suggestions on how to take some of your free time, because we all have a little bit of it, even though many times we don't think we do. It's a matter of prioritization and restructuring. And you figure out when you can allot a little bit of time. You're going to spend some time educating yourself on the specialty that you maybe have an interest in. And you're going to have to understand a little bit about our lingo and how our business works. And then um, you're going to have to put yourself out there, okay, which can be a little scary for some people. But I can tell you this, if Jennifer and I can do this with our backgrounds, I feel that all it takes is the willingness to learn and to say, I'm willing to try some of this. And so you just start trying at your speed and at your pace. And then what happens is you will start to understand and see what this business is all about. And then you set some goals, and then you work toward those goals. And then understand this is a little more holistic business, in my opinion, than so many other things, because here you're going to get to develop yourself. So in addition to being a great product business and having incredible infrastructure and being able to hang out with great people, you're going to see yourself by the books people recommend to you and by the training and education that's available to everybody here. You're going to see yourself develop, which will impact, in my opinion, and what I've seen for myself, all other aspects of your life.
Mhm.
And so when Doug says, "Hey, are you ready to live on your own terms?" In the beginning, we say, "Yeah, I have this goal. I need to pay off some more bills, or I'm looking for a way to make an extra amount of money, because if I do that, then I can take a break from some of these other things that I'm already doing." And so you've got that maybe blinders on because you're focused on reaching something. Well, here, what's fun is you have the opportunity for a little more than that. It's even more than what you might have thought. So, um, Doug, thanks so much for being here tonight and for
Thank
sharing
you.
with all of
Thank
us.
you for having me. Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure to hang out with you guys and see everyone here again on the chat. So thank you very much for having me, Ken.
All right. Well, listen, thanks everybody. You guys have a great rest of your week. And we will be tuning in next week, next Thursday night, with another guest presenter. If you're a guest, again, get back with the person that invited you, sit down with them over a cup of coffee or something else, have them
Thank you, Natalie.
talk you through this on what it is that you can have your hands on here. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.